Hello there, and welcome to Cosmic Slumber. Tonight, we are stepping into a world of warmth, tradition, and timeless beauty. Music. We are traveling far from the ordinary, far from the rush of the everyday, to a place where time moves differently. Where the air carries the scent of cedarwood and orange blossom. Where ancient walls hold centuries of stories. Where a single evening unfolds like the petals of a jasmine flower opening slowly to the moonlight. Tonight, we are entering a Moroccan Riad. If you're new here and you enjoy these gentle journeys into distant places, I invite you to like, subscribe, or share a thought in the comments below. It helps others find their way to cosmic slumber, too. One peaceful soul at a time. But for now, all you need to do is find a comfortable position. Let your shoulders soften. Let the tension in your jaw ease away. Allow your breathing to slow and deepen. And let's begin this evening together, as the sun dips below the horizon and the Riad awakens into its own quiet magic. You've just arrived at the Riad, and the first thing that strikes you is silence. Not the absence of sound, but the presence of the right sounds. Music. The air is warm against your skin, carrying the weight of the day's heat settling into evening. The Mediterranean sun is sinking lower, painting the sky in shades of apricot and deep rose. In a few moments, it will disappear entirely, but right now, it lingers, golden, forgiving, beautiful. The Riad's outer entrance is simple. Thick wooden doors, painted in deep indigo blue, stand slightly ajar. Music. Above them, intricate brass knockers shaped like geometric patterns catch the last rays of light. The wood is ancient, worn smooth by centuries of hands passing through it. As you push the door open, it moves without a sound, hinges oiled and careful. Your footsteps echo softly on the tiled floor of the entrance vestibule. The sound is hollow and welcoming, like you're entering a sanctuary that has been waiting for you. The temperature drops immediately as you step inside. Music. The thick stone walls, built centuries ago by hands whose names are forgotten, hold the cool of the earth. The air is different here. Cooler, cleaner, quieter. Your breathing naturally slows because the space demands it. This is not a place for hurried breath. This is a place for long, deep inhalations that draw in the essence of cedar, rose water, and something else you can't quite name, something ancient and rooted. Before you is the central courtyard, and it takes your breath away. The Riad is built around this courtyard, this heart. The word Riad itself means garden, and as you stand here, you understand why. Music. The space opens upward to the sky, which has shifted now from apricot to a deeper amber. For walls rise around you, each one decorated in a different pattern of Zellige, those intricate geometric tiles that seem to shift and dance when you look at them. Some are deep cobalt blue. Others are terracotta and cream. Still others are shades of turquoise that remind you of water, of coolness, of peace. In the center of the courtyard sits a fountain. Not a grand, theatrical fountain, but something quieter and more profound. Water flows from a central basin in the gentlest way, not rushing, but trickling. The sound is like a whisper that has been going on for hours, days, years, centuries, perhaps. The water is cool to the touch, and small tiles in deep blue surround it. A few potted plants are scattered around the space, lemon trees with their small green fruits, jasmine plants heavy with white blossoms that release their sweetness into the cooling air. Date palms stand in the corners, their fronds creating patterns of shadow and light on the walls. The light here is transitional. Music. The sky above is no longer fully day, but not yet fully night. It's that magical moment called twilight, when the world feels suspended between two states of being. The walls glow with an inner light that seems to come from the tiles themselves. The water in the fountain catches what remains of the sun and turns it into something gentle and eternal. A small table has been prepared for you near the fountain. Music. It's low to the ground, as is tradition in Moroccan homes. Cushions surrounded in rich fabrics, deep indigo, burnt orange, soft cream. These aren't hard cushions. They're soft, filled with down, designed to cradle your body and let you sink into comfort. On the table sits a silver tray with a traditional Moroccan mint tea. The pot is pewter, ornate, with a long spout. Steam rises gently from it, carrying the aroma of green tea, fresh mint, and something sweet, perhaps honey, or perhaps just the memory of sweetness. There are also small pastries on the table. Music. Almond paste cookies dusted with powdered sugar. They look delicate, almost too beautiful to eat. They smell of butter and the faint warmth of the oven. Beside them, a small bowl of fresh dates. Dark, wrinkled, sweet. The kind of dates that have been stored in the cool darkness of a Moroccan larder, becoming even more concentrated in flavor with time. As you settle into the cushions, you feel the Riad beginning to settle into evening too. Music. The color of the sky deepens. The temperature continues its gentle descent. The fountain's whisper seems to grow louder in the relative quiet, or perhaps you're just becoming more attuned to it. Your mind, which arrived here full of the day's thoughts and concerns, begins to quiet. The Riad is working on you already, inviting you to slow down, to breathe, to simply be. You reach for the tea, and the warmth of the handle grounds you in this moment. Music. You bring the cup to your lips and taste. The flavor is bright and cool and warm all at once. The mint awakens something in your senses, but gently. Nothing is harsh here. Nothing demands. Everything invites. The sweetness of the tea tells you this has been made with care, with the intention of bringing comfort. Someone, somewhere in this Riad, prepared this tea knowing that someone would need this exact comfort on this exact evening. And that someone is you. As you sit with your tea, sipping slowly, you begin to notice the details around you more carefully. The Riad is not just a beautiful space. It's a living library of history and tradition. Music. Every surface has a story. Every pattern has meaning. Every decision made by the artisans who built and decorated this place speaks to a philosophy, a way of understanding beauty, purpose, and the human need for peace. The Zellige tiles that surround you are not factory-made. Each one was crafted by hand, cut into geometric shapes, and glazed individually. Music. The patterns they form create what's called Islamic geometric art, designs that never depict living creatures or faces, but instead use mathematical precision to create patterns that seem to contain infinity. Looking at them, your eye traces paths that seem to continue forever, folding back on themselves, creating new patterns the longer you look. It's mesmerizing in the most calming way. The patterns don't demand your attention aggressively. Instead, they gently invite your mind to follow, to move, to explore, without urgency, without pressure. The blues are particularly striking. Music. Moroccan blue has a depth to it that you don't find everywhere. The tradition of this particular shade comes from cobalt oxide, ground, and mixed into glazes centuries ago. The color seems to contain the sky itself, not the sky directly above you, but the sky of an entire culture's memory. The sky as it appeared to poets and philosophers and lovers who sat in riads just like this hundreds of years ago. The archways that lead from the central courtyard into the surrounding rooms are another marvel. Music. They follow the tradition of Moroccan architecture, with their distinctive shape, not quite a pointed arch, not quite a rounded one, but something uniquely Moroccan. Carved cedar wood frames each archway, and the wood has aged to a deep honey color. If you were to run your fingers along the carvings, which you don't do, but the invitation is there, you would feel the smoothness that comes from time itself, from centuries of hands passing over the wood, polishing it with touch and with the oils of countless human fingers. The doorways themselves are mysteries. Music. You can see into some of the rooms beyond the courtyard, bedrooms, sitting areas, a library perhaps. Each room is lit by a single lantern, a traditional Moroccan lantern made of hammered metal with colored glass. The light from these lanterns is warm and diffuse, creating pools of amber and gold that don't penetrate the darkness outside their circles, but instead seem to hold the darkness at bay gently, peacefully. The Riad's design follows ancient principles of living that understood something the modern world often forgets. Music. That the rhythm of light and darkness, heat and cool, openness and enclosure are not just pleasant variations, but essential to human peace. The thick walls keep out the intense heat of the day and the cold of the night. The open courtyard brings in light and air. The enclosed rooms offer shelter and privacy. Every element serves both practical and spiritual purposes. Above you, the sky is now a deep purplish blue, with the first stars beginning to appear. You can see them clearly from here, in a way you perhaps haven't seen stars in a long time. The Riad's courtyard, open to the sky, creates a kind of frame for these stars. They're not distant and unreachable. They are present, intimate, close enough to wish upon, close enough to feel a connection with the infinite. A Moroccan Riad is not just a building. It's an expression of a philosophy that dates back over 1,000 years. Music. It's based on the principle that a home should be a refuge from the outside world, but not a prison. It should be protected and private, yet connected to the elements. It should be beautiful, but the beauty should emerge from function, not from decoration added as an afterthought. Every tile, every carving, every archway has a reason. And that reason, ultimately, is to create a space where human beings can live in peace, in beauty, and in harmony with the natural cycles of day and night, heat and cool, activity and rest. The Riad you're sitting in now has stood for perhaps 200 years, perhaps longer. Music. It has sheltered families. It has hosted celebrations. It has provided comfort during times of sorrow. The stones themselves hold the echoes of laughter and tears. The tiles have been walked on by countless feet. The fountain has run, day and night, for generations uncounted. And here you are, on this particular evening, part of that endless chain of people seeking peace in this beautiful space. As you sit with this knowledge, you feel something shift in your body. A music, a release, a recognition that you're part of something larger and older than yourself. The Riad is not unique in being beautiful, but it is profound in its understanding of what humans need. And tonight, it's offering all of that to you. The sky above is now a deep indigo, almost black, but not quite. That deepening blue-black that appears just after sunset, before the night fully claims the sky. A music, the stars are brighter now. There's Venus, hanging low in the western sky, still holding on to the last memory of the sunset. And there, the Pleiades, a cluster of stars that ancient cultures all over the world recognized and named, each giving them their own meaning. In Morocco, they have their own name, their own story. The temperature has dropped further. Music, the warmth of the day is retreating, and the cool of the evening is claiming the space. It's pleasant, not cold. The kind of coolness that makes you want to draw a light blanket around your shoulders, or in this case, to relish the sensation of cool night air on your skin, a contrast to the heat of the day. The fountain's whisper has become more prominent now. Music. In the relative quiet of the evening, its soft trickle is like a conversation happening just at the edge of your awareness. Water, which has run continuously for so long, reminding you of the passage of time in the most gentle way. The sound isn't urgent. It doesn't demand. It's simply there, a baseline of sound, like the Riad's heartbeat. You notice that someone has lit the lanterns in the rooms surrounding the courtyard. The light from these lanterns, each one a different hue of colored glass, yellow and red and amber and blue, now glows in the darkness. The effect is stunning. The courtyard has become a place of warm light surrounded by stars. It's as though the Riad has captured pieces of the sunset and held them in these lanterns, refusing to let the day go entirely. More tea has been brought to you, fresh and steaming. Music. You didn't see who brought it. The servant in the Riad moves quietly, respectfully, not wanting to disturb your peace. But the presence of fresh tea suggests that you're being cared for, that someone is attending to your comfort with a kind of intuitive understanding. This is part of the Riad tradition as well, hospitality as a spiritual practice, service as a form of love. The jasmine flowers have opened more fully now that the day has truly ended. Their scent is stronger in the cool of the evening. It fills the courtyard with a sweetness that's almost edible, almost physical in its presence. Jasmine has been sacred in Mediterranean and Middle Eastern cultures for thousands of years. It's considered the flower of grace, of elegance, of quiet beauty. Right now, breathing in its fragrance, you understand why. The scent carries a gentleness that enters your body with each breath, settling into your nervous system, whispering to it that you are safe, you are held, you are home. You've finished your tea, and you set the cup down slowly. Music. Your body feels heavier than it did when you arrived. Not the heaviness of exhaustion, but the pleasant heaviness of deep relaxation, as though the Riad itself is wrapping you in its peace, layer by layer. Your breathing is slower now. Your thoughts are fewer. The constant chatter of the mind has quieted to a gentle murmur. Someone, a woman, you think, though you haven't seen her clearly, approaches and asks in a soft voice, in English or perhaps in a language you somehow understand without words, if you would like to move to your room for the night. She gestures toward one of the archways. Music. The room beyond is lit by that single lantern you saw earlier. It glows with amber light, inviting, warm. This is the moment in the evening when rest becomes inevitable, when the Riad itself seems to be guiding you toward sleep. You stand, slowly, feeling the slight movement of your body as though it's happening to someone else, someone deeply relaxed and peaceful. Music. You walk toward the archway, your footsteps soft on the tiled floor. The temperature rises slightly as you step into the room. The enclosed space holds more of the day's warmth. But it's comfortable, embracing. Your room is exactly what you needed, though you didn't know you needed it until you saw it. The walls are painted in a soft cream color, smooth and plain, a respite from the intricate patterns of the courtyard. But above you, the ceiling is a masterpiece. It's coffered, divided into geometric patterns, and each coffer is decorated with intricate carvings. The wood is cedar, aged to a golden color. The carvings feature the same mathematical patterns as the Zellige tiles, but here, in 3 dimensions, they cast shadows that create depth and movement. In the center of the ceiling is a small opening, a skylight, fitted with decorative metalwork. Music. Through this opening, you can see the night sky. You can see stars. You can see, if you look carefully, the curve of the moon beginning to rise. The effect is of lying beneath an open sky while being completely protected. It's a remarkable architectural solution to a human need, the desire to be under the stars but sheltered from the elements. The bed dominates the room. Music. It's not very high off the ground. Moroccan furniture tends to be low, inviting rest rather than elevation. The frame is carved cedar, matching the ceiling. The mattress is thick and enveloped in crisp white cotton sheets. The pillows are plump, filled with down, covered in what looks like silk. At the foot of the bed is a lightweight blanket in cream and deep red, folded beautifully, placed there as an invitation should you need it, though the night air seems temperate enough that you might not. On the walls, a few pieces of art. Music. A framed piece of Islamic calligraphy in black ink on cream paper. The words, even if you can't read them, seem to flow like water, like prayer, like time itself. Beside it, a small painting of a garden, done in soft greens and blues, showing a water channel running through it, the archetypal Moroccan garden, arranged in the pattern called a chaharbagh, or foregarden, representing paradise in Islamic tradition. One wall has a small alcove, built into the stone. Music. In this alcove is an oil lamp, an antique brass piece that's clearly not been used in many years, but is maintained with respect, as a piece of history. Beside it, fresh flowers, jasmine again, and perhaps rose, their scent mingling with the cedar of the ceiling and the indefinable scent of the room itself. A small carved wooden table sits beside the bed, low and elegant. Music. On it, a glass of water, cool and clear. A small dish of dates. And a book, bound in leather, pages yellowed with age. The title, in Arabic script, is something you can't read, but that's all right. You don't need to read it tonight. Its presence is enough, a reminder that this room is a space for both rest and contemplation. The lighting in the room is adjustable. Music. The main lantern, that amber-glassed affair you saw from the courtyard, can be dimmed by adjusting the opening at the top. There's also a small brass lamp on the wooden table, currently unlit. The overall effect is that the room exists in layers of light and shadow, never too bright, never too dark. Your eyes are not strained. Your senses are not assaulted. Everything is calibrated for peace. You move to the bed and sit on its edge. Music. The mattress is even more comfortable than you thought. It seems to embrace your body, to understand exactly where support is needed. You lie back, slowly, and your head settles onto the pillow. The pillow is perfect, not too soft, not too firm, but somewhere in that exact middle place where your neck feels supported and cradled. Your shoulders sink into the mattress. Above you, through the skylight in the ceiling, you see the stars in their slow, eternal dance. You http://dance.u. Watch them, and you count them, or you don't count them, it doesn't matter. The act of watching them is enough. They've been there for billions of years. They'll be there for billions more. Your problems, your worries, your day, all of it is small in the face of that immensity, and strangely, that's comforting. It's all right to be small. It's all right to rest. The breeze that comes through the skylight is gentle and cool. Music. It carries the scent of jasmine and something else, the scent of the night itself, if night had a scent. Perhaps it's the scent of the city beyond the Riad's walls, sleeping now. Perhaps it's the scent of the desert beyond the city, vast and eternal. Perhaps it's simply the smell of air that has been cooled by darkness. Your breathing has become very slow now. Music. You're not consciously controlling it. It's simply what your body wants to do in this space. Long inhalations through your nose, gentle exhalations through your mouth. Each breath feels like it's bringing you deeper into the Riad, deeper into the evening, deeper into peace. Hours have passed, though you're not sure how many. Music. Time has become liquid here, unmeasurable in any conventional sense. You've moved past wakefulness, but you're not entirely asleep. You exist in that twilight state between sleeping and waking, what some traditions call the hypnagogic state, that magical threshold where dreams and reality mix. The room is darker now. Music. The lantern has been dimmed to almost nothing, just the faintest glow of amber at its base. The stars above are brighter, closer, more numerous. More stars have appeared as your eyes have adjusted to the darkness. The Milky Way is visible now, a great river of light stretching across the sky, visible only through that small opening in the ceiling, framed by the geometric patterns of the carved cedar. Somewhere in the Riad, a clock chimes. Music. The sound is deep and resonant, beautiful. It chimes once, twice, 3 times. The hour is unclear to you, and that's perfect. You don't need to know the time. Time has no meaning in this place on this night. The fountain continues its quiet work. Music. You can hear it faintly from your room, that eternal whisper of water finding its way through channels of stone and tile. It's like the Riad is breathing, and you're breathing with it. Your breath matches the rhythm of the fountain. Your heartbeat matches the rhythm of the star's rotation. You're becoming part of the Riad, or the Riad is becoming part of you. The distinction doesn't seem to matter. Your body is supremely comfortable now. Music. Every muscle has released its tension. Your shoulders are not just relaxed, they've surrendered entirely. Your jaw hangs loose, not clenched. The usual tightness that lives in your belly, that knot of worry and stress that most people carry through their days, has unraveled. It's simply gone, dissolved into the peace of this place. A thought comes to you, but it doesn't trouble you. Music. The thought is simply that this is how humans are meant to live. Not always, not every moment, but sometimes, regularly, intentionally, we need to come to a place like this. A place designed, over centuries, with the understanding that the human nervous system needs peace, needs beauty, needs to be held by something larger than itself. The Riad holds you. Its ancient walls, built by hands centuries gone, hold you. The stars above, older than human consciousness, hold you. The tradition of hospitality, the practice of care, the simple offer of rest, all of this holds you. You think, without thinking too hard about it, of your life beyond these walls. Music, the demands, the rushing, the noise, the constant pressure to do more, be more, achieve more. None of it seems real from here. It's as though your normal life is a dream, and this peace, this beauty, this rest, this is the reality. Of course, when you leave this place, that will reverse itself. Your normal life will seem real again, and this will become a memory, a dream of a different kind. But right now, in this moment, nothing is more real than the feeling of the soft pillow beneath your head and the distant whisper of the fountain. Time continues its liquid passage. Music. The moon has risen higher. You can see it now through the skylight, a crescent of silver against the deep blue-black sky. The Islamic crescent, the symbol that appears on so many flags and so many riads across North Africa and the Middle East. It's not a symbol of conquest or conflict here. It's a symbol of guidance, of the night sky itself, of the divine order that the Moroccan craftspeople understood and incorporated into everything they built. A dream begins to form in your mind, but you're not entirely asleep, so it's not quite a dream. It's more like a daydream, a waking vision. Music. You see yourself in the courtyard again, but now it's full of people. A celebration. Musicians with ouds and drums. Dancers moving in patterns that seem random but are actually quite ordered. Food being shared, couscous and tagines, fruits and nuts and breads. Laughter and conversation in Arabic and French and Berber languages, a mixture of sounds that seems like music itself. But even in this vision, the Riad remains calm. Music. The celebration honors the space rather than violating it. The music respects the silence. The laughter acknowledges the peace. This is the Moroccan way, to hold joy and serenity together, to understand that they're not opposites but complements. The vision fades, and you're back in your room. Music. But the feeling it brought remains. A sense of belonging, of continuity with something ancient and ongoing. The Riad, you understand, is not just a building. It's a vessel. It holds human experience, all of it. The quiet evenings like this one. The celebrations. The sorrows. The births. The deaths. The ordinary moments and the extraordinary ones. All of it flows through the Riad, and the Riad holds it all with equal grace. Your eyes, if they've been open, are now closed. Music. You don't remember closing them, but they're closed, and that's all right. You don't need to see anything anymore. Everything you need is present in the darkness, in the silence, in the feel of the bed beneath you and the stars above you and the Riad around you. The boundary between waking and sleeping has become transparent. Music. You cross it without noticing the crossing. One moment you're aware of your breath, the next moment you're not aware of anything except the sense of being held, being safe, being home. Not your home. You know it's not your home in the conventional sense. But it's a home nonetheless, in the deeper sense that all humans understand, the sense of a place that welcomes you, that's been waiting for you, that's meant for you in this moment. Dreams come now, but they're not the chaotic, narrative-driven dreams of shallow sleep. Music. They're simpler, deeper. Images float past like clouds. A garden where water flows through channels of stone, the sound of it a song. The intricate patterns of Zellige tiles expanding and contracting like breathing. The smell of jasmine and rose water and incense. The taste of mint tea and almond cookies. These sensations layer upon each other, creating a texture of peace that permeates every level of your sleeping mind. At some point, you don't know when, you became fully asleep. Music. The kind of sleep that the modern world rarely offers anymore. Sleep without interruption. Sleep without the anxiety of checking your phone. Sleep that goes deep enough to touch the restorative places in your brain and body that desperately need restoration. The Riad is quiet around you. Music. In the courtyard, the fountain continues its eternal whisper. In the other rooms, other guests sleep their own deep sleeps. In the kitchen, invisible hands occasionally move, preparing for the morning meal that will come in hours. But mostly, the Riad is still. The stars continue their rotation. The moon climbs higher in the sky. If you were to wake, which you don't, not yet, not for a long time, you would see that your body has shifted into the most relaxed posture imaginable. Music. One arm lies across the blanket. Your other hand is tucked beneath your pillow. Your legs are extended, comfortable, without tension. Your face, if anyone were to see it, would show an expression of deep peace. The lines of worry and stress that usually inhabit your features have smoothed away. You look, in sleep, like what you truly are beneath all your concerns and responsibilities, a human being at peace. The night deepens and deepens. Music. The sky above, visible through the skylight in your ceiling, begins its slow transformation back toward dawn, though the night is still many hours away from ending. The stars begin their slow descent toward the western horizon. New stars appear in the east. The rotation of the earth continues its ancient dance, indifferent to the sleeping human in the Moroccan Riad, yet somehow cradling that sleep with its motion. Hours pass like breaths. Music. Your sleep deepens in waves. Sometimes it's the light, dream-filled sleep of REM stages. Sometimes it's the deep, dreamless sleep of the restorative stages where your body heals itself. Your mind processes the day's experiences and stores them away. Your nervous system releases its grip on stress and worry. All of this happens without your conscious awareness, a sophisticated biological process that the Riad seems to understand and facilitate through every aspect of its design. The temperature in your room is perfect. Music. Not hot, not cold, but exactly right. The air moving through the skylight brings moisture and freshness. The thick walls maintain a steady temperature. The cotton sheets and the blanket at your feet provide just the right amount of coverage. Everything is exactly as it needs to be. If you could know your own sleep from the outside, you would see that you've entered something rare and precious. Music. Genuine, deep, restorative sleep. The kind that most people living in modern societies rarely experience. The kind that your body has been craving. The kind that the Riad, through its architecture and its spirit, has invited you to experience. This is the deepest part of your sleep now. Music. The part where time doesn't exist. The part where dreams don't occur, or if they do, you're not aware of them. This is the sleep that animals enter, that newborns enter after they've cried themselves into exhaustion. This is the sleep that healers and doctors would recognize as the most valuable part of rest, not the entertaining dreams, but the simple, profound silence of deep sleep. Your body is repairing itself. Music. Your immune system is working. Your muscles are releasing stored tension. Your nervous system is recalibrating, resetting, learning that it's okay to let go, that you're safe enough to stop vigilance. The Riad has done this work for you. Its peace has entered your body like medicine. Its beauty has calmed your mind like a lullaby. Its age and solidity have convinced your nervous system that you're protected, held, safe. In this deep sleep, you're not in the Moroccan Riad anymore, at least, not in the way you were before. Music. You're beyond geography, beyond time. You're in the universal place where all humans go when they truly rest. It's a place that looks different in dreams, but it's the same place, the place of returning, the place of undoing, the place where you remember what it was like before you had to be anyone or do anything. The place where you were simply held. The night continues outside your window. Music. The moon has reached its apex and is now descending toward the west. The stars have continued their rotation. The fountain in the courtyard whispers on. The Riad stands around you, as it has stood for 200 years, 250 years, perhaps longer. The walls have held countless people in this state, this deep sleep, this profound rest, this return to a more basic version of being human. Nothing disturbs this sleep. Music. There are no notifications, no alarms, no obligations waiting in the morning that can reach you here. For once, your time is entirely your own. For once, there's nothing you need to be doing. For once, rest is not something you have to squeeze into the margins of a busy life. Rest is the entire point. Rest is the purpose of the evening, of the Riad, of your being here at all. In this deep sleep, your body is healing in ways you'll feel for days after you leave this place. Music. Your mind is processing stress, converting it into learning, consolidating memories, preparing for a reset. Your spirit, that thing that connects you to something larger than yourself, is remembering, through the peace of this place, that such connection exists. That beauty exists. That rest exists. That these things are not luxuries to be desired someday in a distant future, but actual parts of being alive now. The Riad holds you in this sleep. Music. Every carved cedar ceiling, every Zellige tile, every cubic foot of ancient stone, all of it holds you. The architects and builders who created this place, centuries ago, created it with the understanding that this was the purpose of a home, to hold human beings in safety and peace. They couldn't have known that you would be here on this night, but they built this place as though they had. They built it with intention. They built it with love. Very slowly, over hours, the quality of your sleep begins to change. Music. You're not waking, not yet, but the deepest part of rest is passing. Your brain activity is increasing slightly. Your REM sleep is returning. Dreams begin to form, gentler dreams than the ones from earlier, dreams that feel more like memories, or like memories of dreams. The sky beyond your skylight is changing imperceptibly. Music. The deep blue-black is beginning, just barely, to lighten. It will be hours before true dawn, but the night is beginning its slow turn toward morning. The stars are imperceptibly fainter, though you're not awake to see this. The moon has descended further toward the western horizon. The Riad is also stirring, very gently. In the kitchen, someone who rises early has begun to move about quietly. The smell of bread baking begins to drift through the courtyard. Not the strong smell of bread making in full motion, but the gentle hint of it, the promise of fresh bread for breakfast. Someone has also begun to prepare coffee, real Moroccan coffee, strong and rich and dark. The fountain continues its whisper, unchanged. Music. It's been running the same way since before you arrived. It will continue to run the same way after you leave. It's eternal, in its way. It's one of the only constant things in a world of changes. It's been running while civilizations rose and fell. It's been running through wars and celebrations and ordinary days. It runs now, still, for you. Your body is beginning to prepare itself for waking, though you're not aware of this. Your core temperature, which dropped during deep sleep, is beginning to rise. Your cortisol levels are beginning to increase, not in an anxious, stressful way, but in the natural way that prepares your body to be awake and functional. Your metabolism is beginning to accelerate. But these changes are happening very gently. Music. There's no alarm waiting to jolt you awake. There's no schedule demanding that you get up. Time stretches ahead, open and unstructured. You can continue to sleep as long as your body needs to sleep. Or you can begin to wake, slowly, gently, at your own pace. Your dreams are becoming more coherent. Music. You dream of the courtyard, but in the dream, it's even more beautiful than in waking. The colors are more vivid. The sounds are more clear. The scent of jasmine is almost overwhelming in its sweetness. You're sitting by the fountain with someone, perhaps a guide, perhaps a friend, perhaps simply the spirit of the Riad itself, and this person is showing you something. Showing you what? The meaning of peace. The truth of beauty. The reason that humans have always sought places like this. You're approaching the boundary between sleep and waking. Music. On one side is the deep rest, the escape, the timeless peace of sleep. On the other side is the world again. Your world, with its demands and its schedule and its noise. But the boundary itself, that liminal space between sleeping and waking, is its own kind of peace. It's a place where you can exist in both states at once, where you can feel the safety of sleep while becoming aware of the comfort of your body in the Riad's bed. The light beyond your skylight is changing noticeably now. Music. The deep blue-black has shifted to a dark blue. The stars are fading. The moon has set. The night is truly ending, though the sun is still below the horizon. This is the time called false dawn by some, the time when the sky lightens but there's no sun yet. It's a time that exists in that magical space between night and day. And as your consciousness begins to approach waking, the Riad remains around you. Music, unchanged, eternal, already beginning to work its peace on the next traveler, the next person seeking rest, the next human who arrives at the blue doors looking for escape and finds instead a kind of coming home. You're not fully awake, but you're beginning to be aware. Music. You can feel the pillow beneath your head. You can feel the sheets around your body. You can hear, very faintly, the sounds of the Riad, the fountain, the distant movements of people, the soft sounds of morning preparations. But you're not urgent about waking. You're in no hurry. The boundary between sleep and waking is a comfortable place to be. The light in your room is different now. Music. The amber glow of the lantern has been almost entirely superseded by the natural light coming through the skylight. It's a pale, blue-grey light, the light of the time just before sunrise. It's gentle and soft, not harsh, not demanding that you wake immediately. Your eyes are still closed, but you're aware that you could open them if you wanted to. Music. You could see the ceiling with its intricate carvings. You could see the skylight framing the pale sky. You could see the room that held you so peacefully through the night. But you don't open them yet. The darkness beneath your eyelids is comfortable. The sensation of simply being, without doing, or seeing or thinking, is still precious. Your breathing is slower than it is when you're fully awake, but faster than it was in deeper sleep. Music. You're aware of it now, aware of the gentle rise and fall of your chest. You're aware of your body in a way you weren't during sleep, but it's not an uncomfortable awareness. It's peaceful. It's the awareness of a body that has been deeply rested, that has forgotten its aches and pains, that is ready to move through the world with grace and ease. The bread smell has grown stronger. Music. Fresh bread, pulled from the oven just moments ago, is cooling somewhere in the Riad. Combined with it is the smell of coffee, real Moroccan coffee, made with cardamom or cinnamon, something warming and aromatic. These smells are not invasive. They are invitations. They're telling you that breakfast is ready, but there's no urgency. No one will be annoyed if you take another hour to wake, if you take time to simply lie here and transition gently from sleep to waking. The Riad has done what it was designed to do. Music. It has held you. It has granted you rest. It has shown you that such peace is possible, that such beauty exists, that humans can live in spaces designed with intention and care. It has reminded you, through its ancient walls and its gentle patterns, that you are part of something larger than your own concerns. That you matter. That you deserve peace. Very slowly, like a person returning from a very distant journey, you begin to bring your full consciousness back into your body. Music. You wiggle your fingers slightly. You flex your toes. You take a deeper breath. These small movements are enough. You're not in a hurry. The morning light continues to increase. Music. Soon, the sun will rise and proper day will begin. But for now, you exist in this magical time, not fully night, not fully day, but the threshold between them. In this threshold, the Riad is even more beautiful than it was yesterday evening. The night has polished it somehow. The morning light is revealing aspects of it that the evening light missed. You could open your eyes now. Music. And soon you will. But not yet. For a few more moments, you allow yourself to rest in the space between worlds. To know the peace of the Riad without the distraction of seeing it. To feel the safety of the space without the need to interpret it. To simply be, in this moment, a human being who has been held and healed by something beautiful and ancient and true. The sun is rising now. Music. You can see its golden light through your skylight, warm and welcoming. The pale blue-grey of dawn has shifted to amber and gold. The stars have entirely disappeared. The moon is gone. The night is truly ending. You open your eyes slowly. The ceiling above you is exactly as beautiful as you remembered. The geometric patterns carved into the cedar, the intricate precision of it, the way it frames the sky above. You can see every detail now, highlighted by the morning light. The craftsmanship is obvious, undeniable. Someone, a long time ago, took the time to carve each pattern perfectly, knowing that one day, a stranger would open their eyes and see this ceiling and feel peace. You shift your body slowly, testing muscles that have been at rest for many hours. Music. Everything feels good. There's no stiffness, no soreness. Your body has been held perfectly by the mattress. Your sleep has been so deep and restorative that you feel renewed in ways you didn't think were possible. The fatigue you brought with you yesterday, was it just yesterday, is gone. It seems impossible that it was only yesterday that you arrived. The light in the room is now clearly morning light. Music. The lantern has been extinguished, or perhaps it's simply burned out as dawn approached. The colored glass is no longer lit from within, and it looks like what it is, a beautiful object of crafted metal and glass, waiting for evening to come again and light it once more. You get out of bed slowly, carefully, wanting to preserve the feeling of peace as long as possible. Music. Your feet touch the cool tile floor. The temperature of the room has changed slightly as the morning has advanced. It's beginning to warm again, the sun's heat starting its slow journey across the sky. But the thick walls of the Riad mean that the room remains cool, comfortable, protected from any extreme. You move to the skylight and look up through it. Music. The sky is now a beautiful light blue, with a few clouds touched with gold and pink from the sun that's still below the horizon. The moon is gone. The stars have retreated. The night has entirely released its hold on the world, and day is claiming it again. But here, in the Riad, day doesn't feel like a harsh intrusion. It feels like a continuation of the night's pace, just in a different form. You can now hear the sounds of the Riad more clearly. Music. There are people moving about. There are voices, but they're soft, respectful. There's the sound of water running, someone washing, perhaps, preparing for the day. There's the sound of the kitchen, where the bread and coffee you smelled earlier are being arranged, presented, offered. The Riad is waking, but gently, slowly, with respect for the fact that you and other guests are emerging from sleep. A soft knock comes at your door. Music. You open it to find a woman with warm eyes and a gentle smile. She's dressed in traditional Moroccan clothing, a long dress in deep colors, a headscarf. She speaks in a language that is somehow clear to you, whether it's English or French or something else entirely. She asks if you slept well and tells you that breakfast is ready in the courtyard whenever you wish to take it. You nod, and she smiles and disappears, her footsteps soft on the tiled floor. Music. You take a moment to gather yourself, to recognize that you've been held in something beautiful and true, that the Riad has done what it promises to do, offer peace, offer rest, offer a glimpse of how humans can live when they build spaces with intention and care. You make your way slowly through the Riad toward the central courtyard. Music. Each step is a small return to the world, a small transition from the deep peace of your room back into engagement with the larger space. But the pace is unhurried. The Riad doesn't permit hurrying. As you step into the courtyard, the morning light strikes you fully. Music. The colors of the Zellige tiles are brilliant in the clear morning light. The blue seems to contain the sky itself. The terracotta seems to hold the warmth of the earth. The cream and white tiles seem to hold the light itself. The patterns that seem subtle and mysterious in the evening now seem like an explicit language, teaching you something in the language of color and geometry. The fountain is still running. Music. Still whispering its eternal song. Still marking time in its gentle way. In the morning light, you can see the water more clearly. It's cool and clear, the blue tiles surrounding it reflecting the sky above. A few petals from the jasmine flowers have fallen into the pool. They float there, white against blue, a perfect image of peace. A table has been arranged in the courtyard. Music. Not the low table where you sat yesterday evening, but another, similarly low, spread now with the breakfast feast. There's fresh bread, warm and crusty, golden brown. There's butter, creamy and pale. There's honey, golden and perfect in a small bowl. There are olives, green and dark, arranged in a circle. There's fresh cheese, white and mild. There are dates, figs, and fresh fruit, oranges, perhaps, or blood oranges, cut into segments. And of course, there's coffee. Music. Moroccan coffee, strong and dark, served in a small cup. And there's also mint tea, fresh mint, not the green tea, just pure mint and hot water and honey, a different preparation than last night's, but equally welcoming. There's also fresh orange juice, clearly just squeezed, pulpy and fresh and tasting of the morning. Music. There are pastries dusted with powdered sugar and dripping with honey. The spread is abundant without being excessive. Thoughtful. Every item speaks of care and attention. You sit at the table slowly, and immediately a hand appears with a small plate, setting it before you. Music. It's the woman who visited your door, or perhaps another servant in the Riad. The distinction is unclear and unimportant. You're invited to eat, to help yourself, to take what you need. The bread, when you break it open, is still warm inside. Music. The interior is light and airy, perfectly textured. You spread it with butter and honey, and the butter melts immediately into the warm bread, mixing with the honey into a golden sweetness. You bite into it, and the flavor is simple but profound. Wheat, salt, butter, honey. Nothing more complicated. Nothing more needed. The coffee, when you drink it, is warming and energizing without being harsh. Music. The spices, the cardamom, the cinnamon, are subtle, not overpowering. The coffee is strong but smooth, enhanced rather than overpowered by the spices. It wakes you gently, coaxing your consciousness back to full engagement with the world. The fresh orange juice is cold and bright. Music. The pulp is slightly thick, and the sweetness is the sweetness of the actual fruit, not added sugar. The tartness of the orange is still present beneath the sweetness, creating a balance that feels perfect. As you eat, you notice that the courtyard is quiet despite the fact that there are other people here. Music. There's another guest, sitting at a different table, also eating breakfast. But the quiet is not cold or unwelcoming. It's respectful. Each person is in their own contemplation, their own transition from sleep to waking. The Riad seems to teach everyone who enters it that some silence is golden, that not all moments need to be filled with conversation. The morning light is growing warmer, more golden. Music. The sun has now fully risen, though you didn't notice the exact moment it crossed the horizon. The sky above the courtyard is now a brilliant blue, clear and perfect. A few wispy clouds float past, but mostly it's clear. It's going to be a warm day, you think. The kind of Mediterranean day that seems to exist in a state of perpetual pleasantness. As you eat, you become aware of something. Music. Your time in the Riad is limited. You have perhaps only a few hours more before you must leave. Reality is waiting outside those blue doors. Your ordinary life, with its demands and its schedule and its noise, is waiting. This moment, this beauty, this peace, it's not permanent. It's something you're borrowing from the Riad, something you've been graciously given, but something you can't keep. The awareness of this creates a bittersweet feeling. Music, not sadness, exactly, but a kind of tender acknowledgement. You're grateful for the peace. You're grateful for the rest. You're grateful for the reminder that such spaces exist, that such peace is possible. But you also know that you're not meant to stay forever. You're meant to take this peace with you, in memory and in your nervous system, back to the world. You linger over breakfast as long as you can. Music. You eat slowly, tasting each element. You drink your coffee slowly, savoring its warmth and its flavor. You watch the other guests, each lost in their own contemplation. You listen to the fountain. You watch the light play across the Zellige tiles. You fix this moment in your memory, knowing that you'll want to remember it. Eventually, inevitably, breakfast is finished. Music. The servant appears and clears the dishes away, asking gently if you need anything else. You ask for more water, for more coffee. You ask if it's possible to stay a while longer in the courtyard. The servant smiles and nods, and you understand that you're welcome to stay as long as you like. There's no pressure, no schedule. The Riad gives you this final gift, time. You sit in the courtyard for another hour, perhaps. Music. You watch the light shift slightly as the sun climbs higher. You watch the shadows cast by the archways change their position and their shape. You listen to the fountain. You breathe in the scent of jasmine and the other flowers. You feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. You let your mind drift, release its grip on thoughts, settle into a state of simple presence. This is the gift that the Riad has really given you. Music. Not just rest, though that's part of it. Not just beauty, though that's part of it. But the gift of slowing down enough to be fully present. The gift of knowing what it feels like to not be rushing toward the next moment. The gift of understanding that peace is not something you need to achieve in some distant future. It's something that can exist right now, in this moment, if you let yourself experience it. At last, reluctantly, you know that it's time to prepare to leave. Music. You gather yourself slowly. You stand, stretching gently, feeling the sun on your body. You move back through the archway toward your room, to gather your belongings. The Riad seems to embrace this transition, neither holding you back nor pushing you out, but simply allowing the cycle to complete. In your room, you collect the few things you've brought. Music. You take one last look at the ceiling with its intricate carvings. You gaze up through the skylight one more time, seeing the blue sky framed by the geometric patterns. You run your hand along the carved cedar of the doorframe, feeling the smoothness of centuries of hands before you. You move back toward the entrance of the Riad. Music. The thick blue doors are open now, and beyond them, you can see the street outside. The sounds of the city, traffic, voices, the ordinary noise of human activity, drift in, sounding loud and intrusive after the quiet of the Riad. But the Riad has prepared you. It has given you what you needed. You're ready. At the threshold, you pause and turn back one final time. Music. You see the courtyard through the archway, the fountain still trickling, the tiles still beautiful, the space still holding its pace. It will be here after you leave. It will hold other travelers, other people seeking rest, other humans in need of peace. It will be here, eternal and true, doing the work that it was designed to do centuries ago. And the peace you found here, that comes with you. Music. It settles into your body, into your nervous system, into the deep parts of your mind. It will fade, yes, as the demands of your life return. But it won't disappear entirely. It will live in your memory. It will live in your body. It will return to you in quiet moments, in the scent of jasmine, in the sound of water running, in the sight of blue tiles or geometric patterns. And now, as we complete this journey together, I invite you to recognize that you are still here. You've traveled to the Riad in your mind and in your heart, but your body is still in your own space. You're still in your own bed, in your own room, in your own home. But something has changed. You've experienced something real, a real place, a real kind of peace, a real possibility. The journey to the Moroccan Riad is a journey into yourself as well. Music. The peace you found there is a peace that exists within you. The beauty you witnessed is a beauty that surrounds you, even if you can't always see it. The rest you experienced is a rest that your body remembers, that your nervous system understands is possible. As I guide you back to your own space, I want you to bring that peace with you. Let it settle into your shoulders, which are soft now, relaxed. Let it settle into your jaw, which is loose and comfortable. Let it settle into your chest, where your heart beats calmly and steadily. Let it settle into your belly, where that knot of worry has finally unraveled. Let it settle into every cell of your body. The work you've done tonight, traveling to the Riad, resting there, experiencing the peace it offers, this is real work. Music. This is healing work. This is the work of returning your nervous system to its natural state of ease. This is the work of remembering that you deserve peace, that you deserve rest, that you deserve to exist in beauty. As you drift now toward deeper sleep, or as you rest in this state of calm wakefulness, know that the Riad is always there. Music. In memory, in spirit, in the infinite landscape of the imagination, the Riad exists. You can return to it. You can sit by its fountain. You can taste its mint tea. You can feel the peace of its courtyard. You can rest in its rooms. All you have to do is close your eyes and remember. Let your breathing slow even further. Music. Let your body sink deeper into the support of your mattress, your pillow, your sheets. Let any remaining tension release from your muscles. Let your mind grow quiet. Let thought drift away like clouds passing across a sky. If you've enjoyed this journey with me tonight, I invite you to like, subscribe, or share this video with others who might also benefit from a journey to the Moroccan Riad. It helps others find their way to cosmic slumber, one peaceful soul at a time. But for now, there's nothing you need to do except rest. Let your attention settle on your breath now. Music. Not controlling it, not forcing it, but simply observing it. The gentle rise and fall of your chest. The soft movement of air through your nostrils. Breathing in. Breathing out. In and out, like the rhythm of the Riad's fountain, eternal and constant and soothing. With each breath, imagine yourself deeper in rest. Music. Deeper into the peace of the Riad. Deeper into the comfort of the night. Deeper into the safety of sleep. There is nothing you need to do. There is nowhere you need to go. There is no one you need to be except yourself, at rest, being held by the peace of this moment. The Riad surrounds you. Music, the walls, the tiles, the arches, the fountain, all of it is present, protecting you, holding you, inviting you to rest. You are safe here. You are welcome here. You are exactly where you need to be. Let the colors fade now. The blues of the tiles become softer, less distinct. The golden light becomes dimmer, more distant. The patterns and shapes blur into simple impressions, impressions of beauty, impressions of peace. Let the sounds fade. Music, the fountain's whisper grows quieter, becomes less a sound and more an idea of a sound, a memory of water running. The breeze, if there was one, becomes even softer. The world around you grows quiet, quieter, quietest. You are drifting now. Music. Drifting deeper into rest. Drifting deeper into sleep. The boundary between waking and sleeping is dissolving. You're crossing it peacefully, gently, without resistance. Your mind is releasing its grip on wakefulness. Your body is sinking deeper into the embrace of sleep. There is nothing else you need to do except allow this to happen. Music. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to sleep. Allow the peace of the Riad to become the peace of your sleep. Allow your body to heal. Allow your mind to process. Allow your spirit to remember that peace exists, that beauty exists, that rest exists. Good night. Music. Sleep well. May your sleep be as deep and restorative as the sleep you found in the heart of the Moroccan Riad. May you wake tomorrow with the peace of that night still in your body. May you carry the beauty of that place with you into your day, into your week, into your life. The Riad will be waiting for you whenever you need it. In your memory. In your imagination. In the truth that such places exist, that such peace is possible, that you deserve it. Good night now.